Prime link still valid to join your Discord? Yes, use the Prime link. Sponsors of these videos, PrimeXBT, shout out to the team. Use that link in the description of this video. Sign up, deposit some money. Make sure you input code MAIN50 before you deposit to get a deposit bonus. Send me proof that you've done that and I will let you into the Discord. It is free. Yeah, I've been using CoinMarketMan here to track some of my trades. What I've done is I've actually hooked up through API my Bybit account. I'm using Bybit for this trading because that's one of the only exchanges available on here. For those asking, I've always had money on multiple trading exchanges, okay? I've got money on Binance. I've got money on Prime, obviously, right? If you want to follow my gold, silver trades, my commodity trades, or my equities trades, do that on Prime. But this is a trading account that I started on Bybit with the intention of turning, I started with $25,000. What I'm going to try and do is turn this $25,000 into a couple $100,000. And what I'll do is I will share all of it. What this does is it pulls directly from the Bybit website. So the idea here is I put 25 grand in here like not very long ago, maybe 4 or 5 days ago. And the goal here is to trade this up to at least 100 grand, which would be a 4x on the initial balance and maybe more. But all of the trades that I'm taking here are going to be ones that I discuss with you guys. So ones that I post on Twitter, ones that I post in Discord, ones that I talk about in stream. So the idea here is one, some transparency. I want you guys to see that there's going to be losses, there's going to be wins, there's going to be some periods of drawdown. Hopefully after I, 3 or 4x this account, it'll be a nice little lesson where I can do an entire video and go over all the trades that I took and that kind of thing. It's a good platform, Coin Market Manager. It's got a journaling function where you can actually enter the exact trades you're taking and it will give you all sorts of data. What was your risk reward averages? What was your strike rate? Blah, blah, blah. And it will also plug into your API so you can have that verifiable evidence. I actually took these trades, right? So the reason I did 25,000 is a couple things. One, I don't want to have a ton of money on exchange right now because of all the uncertainty that's going on. I didn't want to put 500K on here and start trading that up. Two, a little bit of a challenge for me, starting with a smaller balance and trying to run it up. It's something I haven't done in a long time. I'm usually trading with a much larger balance. And three, I think this is a much more realistic example for you guys. If I'm showing you trades on $1 million account, that's harder to relate to for the most people. But a $25,000 account, I think, is much more attainable. So I want to show you guys what's possible by just stacking up wins on a basic account. Nothing insane, right? But the balance was 25 grand. It's sitting just under $30,000 as you saw there. And I'm going to be trading this until it's at least 100K. I just want you guys to see what's possible, right? Like you can take 25K and you can turn it into more doing what I do systematically. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. You don't even have to take that many trades. Do you have an affiliate link for CoinMarketMan? Great question. I'm in talks with the founder and creator of CoinMarketMan right now. So if you want to get CoinMarketMan at a very severe discount, a very cheap price, just give me a few days or a few weeks to finalize this agreement. And anyone who follows me and uses my link will get a better deal than paying for CoinMarketCap on your own. So if you want the platform, the website access, just wait a little longer. I got something in the works. So yeah, so let's talk about the actual trade that I took here. So I mean, as you guys know, we've been crushing, absolutely crushing this entire area. Crushed this, called for this dip, long this dip. So on Sunday or Saturday, I tweeted out, hey, I think we're going to see a dip to run some lows before continuation of the upside. This was here. I tweeted that out. Boom. Sunday night going into Monday, we got that dip into where? The discount of this range. So here's your price swing. We're now below the 50% into that bullish 1 hour order block. Printed a bunch of low time frame entries here that you could have gotten in on. Moved away. Boom. Right? Into where? This area of resistance. I said this distribution here, right? We had that kind of double confirmation here. This is going to be potentially resistance. We consolidated here. I said, okay, CPI is coming tomorrow. Expecting some volatility. So the question was, what are we going to see for CPI? Is it going to be bullish? Is it going to be bearish? Are we going to see a move to the upside, to the downside? Is there going to be some sort of Darth Maul candle? And I told you guys my target is this, 18.2. Still haven't hit it, right? But that was my upside target. So knowing that, I think the draw is still to the upside. That gives you your bias for the low time frame. And I posted about this in Discord, and this is why it's super important. Trading is like a puzzle. There's many pieces that need to fit together for it to work. One of those puzzle pieces is your bias. Are we going up or down? Another puzzle piece is your entry trigger. Do you know an entry trigger that you know how to actually get in the trade and where to put your stop loss? Another part of the puzzle is going to be the psychology aspect. And there's all these different pieces of the puzzle that boom, they go together and there's your trading system. But one of the most difficult things to do, in my opinion, is to figure out the direction. And it sounds silly. It sounds basic. Oh, is it going up or down? It's the most basic question. Do I buy or do I sell? But it is the most important question, because if you can figure out your bias, to me, the way the puzzle works is the bias is like the base that you then build on top of. Because if I know that my bias is to the upside, all of my decisions after that are based on knowing that my bias is to the upside. So when I told you guys that, hey, I still think we trade higher on equities and higher on Bitcoin, that means when we're watching, even though it was CPI, even if it wasn't CPI, I'm looking for reasons to get bullish. And all of my tweets yesterday said the same thing. I'm not sure what the setup's going to be yet, but I'm looking for reasons to get long Bitcoin, Ethereum, and equities. All three of those things played out. So Bitcoin, I offered two setups. Okay, I said setup number one, basically it's a break or play, a reclaim. I said you're longing it right now. Maybe it pulls back a little bit deeper, and it did. It pulled back into this fair value gap just a tiny bit. But I said we're basically playing this as a breaker, right? So that move that we called on Sunday night, there's your run of the lows, break above, retest, your risk is the deviation. That was trade number one. And I posted this with the risk reward tool and everything in the video that went up yesterday. So that paid out 3R with the final target being at 18.2. So at this point, your stop should be at break even, and you should definitely have taken some profit off the board. Basically no drawdown on that trade. So beautiful trade. I said the other option was a deeper pullback, and we run these lows, okay? And then I'm looking to get long, maybe down here. That was the second trade idea, was a deeper pullback, but I didn't know which one it was going to be. You don't know. I can plan to buy here. This is obviously a sweeter buy. Price is much lower. If I still think we're bullish, if we came all the way down here, that's a way bigger trade, right? But what if we don't come all the way down here? You still need a plan for if we don't get that deep pullback, right? Sometimes you get those people who draw those squigglies. Oh, it's going here. We'll do this. We'll do this. While I think that can be kind of a bit of a cop-out, being like, okay, well, you've mapped out every situation. Trading is based on if-then scenarios. If we pull back below these lows, I'm looking to long around here. If this, then this. And in this instance, I said, if we pull back shallow, right? And the confirmation was right here. It couldn't have got more obvious. Big wick into the fair value gap, closed bullish as an SFP. So if that isn't your signal to say, okay, I think that this trade is a good trade, I need to take it, right? This is telling me that this is support. There's the reaction. There's the bullish reaction at the level. Get the fuck on. Get the fuck on board. And that's exactly what happened. Bang, I ended up taking the trade on Ethereum, but it was the exact same setup. And again, you could zoom in on the low time frame here. You could get in on like the 5 minute, whatever the fuck you want. There's a bunch of setups that formed here. Here's your little 5 minute fair value gap right here. All the pieces of the puzzle were given to you. Sometimes I give you the bias, I give you the setup, location, I give you all the shit. But in this instance, I gave you even the entry. Like I posted the risk reward tool. So, when you're asking, hey, can you do live trading? I literally uploaded a video. I said, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Here's exactly where I'd enter. Here's exactly where I'd put my stop. And here's exactly where I'd take profit. I don't know what else I can give you. That's everything. Right? I gave you the whole kit and caboodle. So hopefully some of y'all made money on this trade because it played out perfectly. Go watch the video last night and then watch this video and you can see, called it in advance, right? So as much as I'm doing this API thing because I think it's cool for transparency, I give you guys the juice. I post the charts, I do the follow-ups, every fucking week, right? So I think overall, there's still room for upside. Well, there's a few scary things. Equities and the dollar are getting worrisome for me. So I would love for us to trade back into this range up here. Absolutely, right? So we're trading back above this wick here now, right? Which is great. We still got some room up here before we can get back into this larger range, right? But unfortunately, I don't know if it's going to be that easy, right? Like this could just end up being a big bearish retest that happens up here. I don't know, but I'm hoping we at least trade towards 18.2 and then I'll kind of reassess. Maybe we trade higher, maybe we trade to 19. I don't know. If we're able to get above 19.20, I think that sets us up for a much larger rally, right? We have a ton of uncontested highs here, right? Whereas if we're able to get back above 19.20, I think this thing could go on a ripper towards the mid 20s, even higher. That being said, that would require the dollar to fall further and equities to continue to rally. And equities have been rallying for 2 months straight. We didn't get to experience the giga rally on equities. I genuinely think we'd be trading up here right now if it were not for the FTX things. But instead, dollar dumped, equities ripped, bonds dumped, metals ripped, crypto dumped. It was out of pocket. We should have ripped with everything else because everything was setting up. But the FTX thing happened and we dumped. So we didn't get that rally that equities had. But the problem is the equities is like this right now. It's been doing this for 2 months. If this is still a bear market and we're going into a recession and inflation isn't going down yet, well, guess what? If this thing fucking breaks down, crypto's breaking down as well. I don't know how high this is going to go. My initial target is 18.2. I would like to see higher, but I am aware that equities could top in the next couple days and dollar could rally hard and all of this could come crashing down. But my initial target is still this high here. And then we'll see. Maybe we get that push and then we get a deeper pullback. I don't know, but I'm very happy with how the trade played out, the planning, all of that shit. It worked out perfectly. Ethereum, I'm just going to glance over because it's the exact same. We took this initial long here, bang, second long, same plan, right? I said either deeper into this, right? 1200 to 1220 or breaker play, shallow pullback, right? Break below this floor, reclaim, same thing. Very deep wick, filled in this fair value gap, closed bullish. Risk is here, target 1, and then ultimately Ethereum took out its range high, I think, just shy. But the range high on Ethereum was here, 1350. If Bitcoin gets another push, my next area of interest for Ethereum would probably be this gap here. Extend that out in time. So we've traded into it a little bit, a deeper push into this gap towards 1400. If Ethereum, if Bitcoin, equities, everything gets that one next leg, that's where I think Ethereum can go. But same idea, right? Everything played out perfectly. Setup was money. I took the trade. I made the money. I cashed out. I collected the money. That's it. I don't care. I don't care about what happens next. This move could fully retrace. I don't give a fuck. I'm just now looking for the next trade. What is the next trade? So ideally, what I want to see on Bitcoin and Ethereum is maybe one more push up across the board and then distribution. This could be the end of this rally. I don't know yet. I think we're going to have to look at the dollar and equities for some clues, but I'm hoping one more push up and then I'll look to potentially get a short for a move back down. But very happy with, it's Tuesday. I've already made enough money that I don't need to take another trade for the week. But we've got this new 12-hour range here on Bitcoin. It won't confirm until this next candle closes because we need that 3-candle swing. Right, but now we've got a very clear area here, right? We've got this 12-hour fair value gap. We've also got this bullish order block here. Where is it? Near the bottom of the range. So maybe we get, maybe we get one more move to the upside and then we pull back into here. And then maybe another leg up. I don't know. But again, I'm not trying to predict 2 moves. I'm just trying to predict the next one. And so what I'm hoping is something like this. Could get short here and then potentially long here, depending. I don't know yet. Still too early to tell, but this is kind of what I'll be watching is this new 12-hour range here. And it's the same thing on Ethereum, right? We've got a new 12-hour range from here to here forming. And we got obviously some bullish order blocks here down at the range lows in the discount. So we're going to wait and see what happens here, right? Too early to tell, but very happy for catching the initial leg. The volatility was just nice. It was nice to finally have a move, right? We were in this shitty little range for like 2 weeks almost. This is ugly. Very ugly fucking candle that we just closed here on the daily. However, we did catch the move, the exact same as Bitcoin. I gave you guys the drawn liquidity. I said the drawn liquidity is 41.75. I thought we might trade higher up into this 3 3-day order block, but I said this is the next area of liquidity here. I was hoping we would trade up into this 3-day order block. So now looking at SPX, we got the move up, but if you're trading this live, right? If you see us close a 5-minute candle like this, as soon as we put in a lower low, you got to be closing your long. This was signal number 1 that, oh, this is not looking good. Then we traded up. What do we have here? Break in market structure, bearish retest, sold off. This was your get the fuck out. Here's your second chance to get the fuck out. Break in market structure. You don't even get a good retest there. Consolidate, retest this bearish order block, full retrace. So you had at least 2 or 3 clues here that it's time to close that long. Clue number 1 is it fucking hit our target. Clue number 2 is the market structure shifted bearish immediately after. So clear liquidity grab here above that high. Now, this is an ugly looking setup, I guess, but it doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, this rally is done yet. But I do think we're getting into that resistance, right? Like we're getting into each of these rallies is what, 20%, 20%, 20%, and then fucking new lows. So we're getting into resistance here. To me, this is very key resistance. We basically have a weekly bearish order block here and we've SFP'd inside it. So that's bearish. Doesn't mean we can't trade one leg higher, and that's what I'm hoping for because I want Bitcoin to get that next leg and Ethereum to get that next leg before shorting. So I'm hoping that this still has a little bit of juice, but I don't think this is the end of the recession. Like, do you? I don't think that this is the extent of the recession, right? Like, I think we still trade down into here, into these kind of pre-COVID levels. This would make sense to be near the top for a bear market rally. Getting pretty fucking close. We're getting high time frame divs here. The dollar is also coming into support after a massive sell-off. Basically, we saw the dollar top. The dollar did this and equities did this. So this is coming into scary territory. Very ugly candle close there on the daily. SFP'd these 2 highs. So what I'm looking for now is one more push. I would like one more push on this. Where do I think that push comes from? Zooming in, I think we could go all the way down to these equal lows here and then get a long back up, right? So trade lower, equal lows here and here, then get some sort of long back up, or we just pull back within this range down to 4,000, maybe 39.80, this area here. So those are the 2 situations I'm looking for, right? Deeper pullback for sure. Do we get something bullish here for me to get on board and along? We'll see. If not, I like the equal lows to get run before a potential next push to the upside. But this is where the lower high likely forms, is somewhere in this area here. And then we're going to have a big correction. That's coming. Right? So whether it's from right here or we get one more push to the upside, the lower high is coming, and that's an ugly candle to start it off with. So definitely something to worry about, right? That kind of candle into high time frame resistance, dollar coming into support after a 2-month long rally. Definitely time to be cautious. If you're max long equities right now, I would have shaved some exposure by now, but do what you want to do, not financial advice, obviously. And then you have the dollar. Looking at the dollar, we've been on this giga rally. Finally, are pulling back and we're into a weekly bullish order block here. We also have this monthly bullish order block here, and we have this previous range high. So we were in this range for years. Range high, range low, range high, range low, breakout. Now we're retesting. Even if the macro top on the dollar is in and this rally is done, because this has been a giga rally, it doesn't mean it's just going to full retrace. From here, we could very much bounce, put in a lower high, and then sell off further back into this range, right? If we trade back into this old range, this is a deviation, and the high is in on the dollar for some time. But this bounce alone could be a big enough move on the dollar to line up with the pullback on equities, on crypto, and other risk, right? So you got to be aware that the dollar, as much as you might think that the dollar top is in, we're still coming into support, and it didn't go up in a straight line. It doesn't have to go down a straight line, right? It can have pullbacks, right? And periods of bouncing. So even if this thing's going to full retrace, each of these bounces could line up with a downtrend on risk. Hello, Maine. I hope you're doing good. I am. Thank you. How are you? I'm good. Can you come to my home and click trade for me as long as you cook dinner? Brah, brah, brah. Let's talk about how smart and handsome I am, because I am both smart and so very, very handsome. This guy says, can you see my hairline? Sure. Can you see it? You happy? weird request, but I will oblige. Anything from my fans. Jane, you're never getting into my Discord because the idea of having to deal with you more than once a week makes me want to pull what's left of my hair out. I have tons of evidence of people telling me how handsome and smart I am, and I've never heard of you before. I think we got scammed. I think as mammals, we were supposed to actually hibernate during the winter, and they scammed us into having to work still. That's really fucking cold. Can you please do a step-by-step video on how to trade? Jane, no. No, I can't. Literally the next comment. I've 5x'd my trading account just by watching your videos. Thank you for all the free education, handsome Maine. Be more like her, or him, or it, or they, or them. Whatever their pronoun is, be more like them. Jane, how can Maine be homophobic? It's impossible. My bitch is gay. Those in a glass house should not throw stones. My guy probably look like an ape too. Patek versus AP versus Rolly. Well, I have all three. Yes, the API is read only. I'm not trying to get coin mamba'd out here. Is CPI the same as a SFP? Really? Jane, what online content besides ICT did you find helpful in learning to trade? Tons of shit, Jane. Like, Jesus Christ. Just makes me feel cracked out. Still rich. Not quite as rich as before, but still smart, handsome, and a little young, getting old. All right, I'm gonna be muting Jane because she's fucking dumb as shit and asking stupid questions. This guy is a first-time chatter. He says, fuck Canada. Well, fuck you, bro. How about that, bud?